Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, hi! My name is Natasha, and it's fantastic to have you here. For today's video, we are unboxing and taking a look at the Lessons from the Liminal Space, a 46-card Oracle deck and guidebook by Rossa Crean. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. I do apologize if I am not. This is published by Rossa Crean Books. Thank you so much for sending this my way. I am really enjoying the publications from Rossa Crean Books lately. They've been phenomenal. So this retails for $29.95, and of course I will link down in the description box where you can legitimately purchase this. All right, let's get into it. Empower, transform, inspire. Lessons from the Liminal Space uses art and ritual to help you see through the murkiness brought on by life's challenges. It presents unique perspectives on self-allowance and encourages you to remain open to processing the inevitable discomforts that we face throughout our lives. The guidebook that accompanies the 46 Oracle cards contains a selection of rituals that can be used by the magical practitioner to further empower yourself as you navigate life's challenges. Awesome. Okay. It is in these liminal spaces that we can ignite the process of what whole integration means. Bottom of the card box. Before we get into the cards, I do want to take a peek at the guidebook here. Okay, we have a nice table of contents, liminal space, liminal deities, and then it looks like we've got the rituals and exercises. Awesome. Okay, so let's just discuss what a liminal space is, because some people might not know. A state or place characterized by being transitional or intermediate in some way, or informal. Any location that is unsettling, uncanny, or dreamlike. The term liminal space describes the time that exists between the ending of one stage of a person's life and the beginning of the next. Because liminal spaces are often associated with transitions, they can often be disorienting and bring an inevitable sense of uncertainty, which certainly triggers many anxieties within us due to our natural desire to feel in control of our environments. As transitional or transformative spaces, however, the associations with these realms are not necessarily negative, but can be subjectively beneficial in the challenging feelings they evoke. It can be an overwhelming sense of déjà vu, a memorable feeling of a forlorn and sadly missed place, or the gnawing suspicion that one is on the verge of something, whether that something is terrifying or celebratory. Okay, so more information about liminal spaces. Questioning it. The only way out is through. And then we have some deities associated with liminal spaces. We have Adonis, Agni, Attis, Bacchus, Cardea, Charon, and more. Oh wow, lots of them. Okay. Heimdall. And then we have the rituals and exercises, the daily pool, tarot coupling, chakra meditation. Okay, oh, so these are just all rituals. Okay, let's get into this because I am intrigued. The back of the deck. I'd say it's a matte, but you can kind of see there's like a little bit of the light reflection. Cardstock is not bad. It's not too thick. It's not too thin. I would call it on the thinner side, but it's not at all paper thin. Very flexible. All right. I'm going to read these because it might not show up well on the screen. I choose freedom over the opinions of others. Do not beg and do not demand. Conspire with the spirit for beneficial results. Let go of control and allow. Celebrate small deeds. They will add up to much larger celebrations. We only grow when we recognize why we resist. Anxiety is your failure to control life. Acceptance prevents it from controlling you. Allow what does not serve you to burn away. Allow the super bloom to take its place. Allowing yourself to take space does not take space from others. Do not let anyone prevent your expansion. I love that. Accept your shadows, for they lead you into integrated wholeness. Discomfort can be your friend. Let it lead you to healing. Home is the curation of the many feelings we wish to dwell in. Ask with your thoughts, but demand with your actions. True humility is understanding that our learning is never complete. You have no bad parts. Return, refine, reframe, renew. Love that. Resistance is Spirit's way of reminding us that things must change. Change brings us closer to our highest self. You are not just enough. You are more than enough. Congratulations, failure is one more step toward aligned success. Stay curious and honor the inner child. Manifest feelings, not things. The universe will provide that which brings you happiness. Your ancestors heal when you heal. Think of all of the souls you're helping. The goddess energy within you is longing to create. Be like water, surrender and go with the flow. When you let your light shine as brightly as possible, it will burn away any unnecessary doubts. The most overlooked element of manifestation is the willingness to receive. Voice is vibration and energy. Speak your desires into being. Clarity requires action to become transformation. People weave in and out of our lives. Receive new friends with gratitude. Express your anger out loud in order to heal. If you're not enjoying the process, are the results going to be worth it? Ooh. Intention is surrender. When intention is clear, so is the path. For today, focus on the joy you want to feel. Parent your inner child. Show them the unconditional love you crave. At times, the healthiest decision is to sit, wait, and listen. Yes, I know that is hard to do, however. Grounding tethers us as we explore the skies. Oh, I love that. What kingdoms we create when we allow ourselves to thrive. When you stop looking, the right messages will come. Enlightenment can flood our minds with compassion, becoming the ego's greatest downfall. Rest propels you further towards success than being busy. Even in rest, your manifestations are in motion. We are as earth, perplexing, haunting, baffling, and full of infinite possibility. Happiness does not need to be earned. It is a divine right. Own it. Yes. Air can change direction at any moment, but within the chaos, there is always something new approaching. reframing old thought patterns as new color to your ever-growing palette. It's easy to drown when we insist on staying submerged. Love comes to us when others' alignment matches ours. When another's, excuse me. Forgiveness is the loving permission you need to let go. All right, let's see how they shuffle here. Oh yeah. I also have lotion on my hands, so in case you see a lot of fingerprints on the deck, that is why. All right, let's try overhand. Okay, yeah. I am not complaining at all about the shuffling here. Can we get a card to read, please? All right, what we needed to hear was the number one card here. I choose freedom over the opinion of others. Absolutely. I feel like this came up in the previous full moon in Sagittarius reading we did. It was all about doing what aligns with your authenticity. So who cares about other people's opinions? Who cares about what other people may perceive you as? It's none of our business. How we feel, how we, choose to go about our lives is our business. And if we're in alignment with that, that's all that matters, especially if it's not harming anyone else, right? So the freedom comes from knowing that we don't care about what other people think. It doesn't matter, right? So yeah, other people can have their opinions. That's fine, but it doesn't mean we have to listen to them. It doesn't mean we have to agree. Okay, so back to the guidebook real fast. I saw about the author, and it's Rossa. That's how we pronounce it. So I am so sorry. I do apologize for mispronouncing your name, but I am correcting it now. And then the guidebook is essentially, you really don't need a guidebook for the cards, but these are going to contain rituals. And there's a Hecate or Hecate ritual in here too, from the darkness. Hecate is my patron goddess, and for a very good reason. She is all-encompassing. She is who I credit for bringing me to the realization that I needed to accept and acknowledge the shadow parts of my psyche as well as the pleasant parts in order to come to what is considered whole integration. Just as she led Persephone up from the underworld with the light of her two torches, Hecate helped me to rise from the dark depths of my own addictions and anxiety, and in turn, helped me to reframe how I looked at my trauma-based behaviors and responses. I accept and wear my earned title of Priestess Chthoniya. I'm so sorry. With a huge amount of pride, because it was how I finally broke through the bonds of my own trauma-induced prison and found freedom through the conversations I had and continue to have with the discomforts that exist within me. For this ritual, it is best done on the new or waning moon, but any day will suffice. You will need a red candle, a white candle, and a black candle. The setup for this ritual is reflective of her title as Hecate Tripthogos, translating to having three voices, and it looks as such. Okay. As goddess of the upper world, earth, and underworld, Hecate's threefold nature is ever present throughout many aspects of her mythology. The white candle represents her celestial nature. The red candle symbolizes our physical wholeness and tribulations that arise in our existence. And the black candle is a symbol of the chthonic traits for which she is most honored. Before lighting the candle, you say the following. Pause to read. Light the candle while saying the other. Pull the first liminal card, asking the question. Light the red candle. Pull the second card, asking the question. Then lastly, light the black candle. Pull the card, asking the question. And on further reflection, intone the following. Allow the candles to burn down completely. Write your feelings about your experiences from the ritual to return to later. We also have Inodia, calling the ancestors. Lots of really interesting rituals in here. So if you are somebody who enjoys utilizing their cards along with their rituals or practices, this might be a deck for you to kind of check into, especially if you like working with deities. This is also a really good overall deck to utilize when you are needing a little pick-me-up or wise words, similar to affirmations. It's always nice to have one of those decks nearby. If you love to journal, this is another one of those decks that would be useful for that. So there's a lot of different ways to use this. It's not just a card to pull, right? There's a lot of different avenues to working with this, which I always appreciate. I love a multifaceted deck, and this might be for you if you like one of those too. I understand this might not be for everyone, but I love getting a chance to see unique and different decks, especially with different perspectives like this one. So with that being said, I would love to know what your thoughts are on this deck. Is this something that you think you would utilize? Is this something that you think you would need? What are your thoughts? Please let me know down in the comment section below. And if you've made it this far in the video, let's see, drop a candle emoji to let me know you have. Thank you so much to Cross Crow Books for sending this my way. I'm excited to get to know it personally. And thank you all for hanging out with me today. I love you and I like you. If you haven't done so already, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell on your way out of this video. That way you will never miss an upload from me. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.